that one.
Right, we'll crack on. So all you need is probably a mat, but mainly for comfort. You will be scrattling around on the floor a little bit, so a mat might help. And obviously a little bit of space, but we won't need any other kit than that for today. So if you find a little bit of room, just turn this up. Right, I'm assuming if there were any niggles or injuries or issues, you probably would have heard about them by now. So as we previously mentioned, just work to your own ability today. Nobody's critiquing you, nobody can see you, so just do what feels about right for yourself. What I want to do to begin with is stand towards the long end of your mat, and facing the long end, all I want you to do is with your feet underneath your hips, I just want you to reach up towards the ceiling first, just stretch your foot, and then bring your hands into the base of your back, squeeze your elbows back and lift your chest up. So good start. And then reach up to the top again. See if you can wiggle a little bit higher. And then this time, just lightly clasp your hands and push down towards the floor this time. Again, still lifting your chest up. And then reach up again. Again, can you wiggle any higher up? And then take your arms out wide, palms slightly turned upwards. And I just want you to gently squeeze through your shoulder blades and just pull and retract your arms backwards. They're not dropping any lower, they're staying at about shoulder height. And we're just going here, like so. To get a little bit of work through your upper back and your shoulders. And then from there, just draw small circles backwards. Again, you try not to carry your hands in front of you, try and work on the backwards portion. 3, 2, 1, and then just shake that out a little bit. And then from there, with your hands by your side, I just want you to lean over to one way, come back to the middle, then the other side, trying to keep the weight evenly through both feet, and your legs stay straight. You're not leaning forwards too much, just side to side, trying to get some mobility through your spine and loosen things off a little. This time, bring your hands or your fingertips by your temple and do the same thing. Just lean over, so you'll point your elbow up towards the ceiling, back to the middle, other side. One more each way. And then back to the middle. Okay, from there, what we're going to do now is some pelvic tilts. So, keeping your legs pretty stiff, I just want you to stick your bum out, so stick your tailbone out, and then you're going to pull underneath. And we're just going to rock your hips and your pelvis through there. So you've got your anterior tilt, and then your posterior tilt. It's going to the two extremes, trying to pull through your tummy, squeeze through your bum as you come forward. Uh, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. From there, just gently rotate from side to side. And then back to base. And then just gently lifting your heels up, so just flexing through your feet and your ankles. Now, if you can combine two things together, then you can roll your shoulders back at the same time. and then bring it to a pause. So from here now, you're going to keep your hips high to begin with. You're going to reach down towards your feet and the floor. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, then you can. And then from there, we're going to walk out onto your hands, almost like a press-up start position. Drop your hips down, keep your legs tight, look up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to lift your bum. And if you can, waddle your way back up, bend your knees a little bit if you have to, and then stand back up. We're going to do another couple of those. Hips high, just hang down first of all. Walk yourself out onto the hands. Press up start position. Drop the hips, legs are straight, looking upwards, shoulders away from the ears. And then lift your bum again. Walk back up. And back up. And one more. And we're going to stay down on our hands this time, but just do the bottom portion there, so shoulders down, legs are straight. And then can we just work through the top and the bottom? For those. One more. Now from this position with your bum high, you may need your knees slightly bent. Can you ease alternate heel down towards the floor? Your arms are long and strong. We're just trying to get a bit of a stretch into your calves. Last couple. And then relax. Now if you can you swing one foot up towards the outside of your hand. Now if you can, we're going to try and keep this back leg straight. Now you may be on your fingertips, maybe good enough to have your hands and palms flat on the floor, but we're just going to hold here for a moment. So make this exercise as comfortable as you can get it. If you're struggling here, simply just rest that back knee down on the floor, trying to keep the hips forward and trying to get that stretch on the underneath here. And whichever option you're doing, if you feel comfortable in that position, this knee, and you just push it away from you so you end up on the outer blade side of that foot. You've just diverted that foot there. You can still do that if your back knee's on the floor. Just going to get a little bit of stretch through your hips. Getting to play with the moves, see which options work for you. And then bring that foot back to flat. Can you change legs? Good, well-planted foot. Again, you may have your hands flat down, you may be on your fingertips or your knuckles, make it work for you. If you need to put your knee down for that extra support, then you can. And then with this knee, if you can, just move it away from the body. So you're on the outer blade side of your foot. Hips are staying quite low, we're not sticking our bum up in the air. Again, don't be afraid to put the knee down if you want, just to really focus on the stretch in the right areas. Play between the two if you need to, so a little bit of knee, a little bit of straight leg. You move that knee away from you just that little bit further. Last couple of seconds. Then bring your foot down. Rest the knee down on the floor. Take your foot back. We'll drop into child's pose from here. So your feet will be close together, a bit of a gap between your knees. Put your head down and reach your hands forward. Just trying to get yourself as low as you feel you can, down towards the mat. And then just try and focus on a little bit of breathing. So good deep breaths in. Bring that air right away into your tummy. And long, steady out breaths. Our body tends to relax more on the outwards breath. That's where we can make our flexibility gains. then from this position, extend your arms and see if you can just bring those hands round to the left-hand side of the mat. Your right hand is trying to get as far away from your right hip as possible. There's a slight curve in your upper body, but your hips and your bum have stayed in the same position. And we're just trying to pull a little bit of tension and stretch on that right-hand side, down the side of the body. If you can't feel it, just try and walk it away a little bit further. And then bring it back to the middle. We're going to go to the other side. So moving that left hand away from the left hip. Just try and visualize a C-shaped curve from here, or from the hand all the way down the outside of the armpit, down to the left hip. Feel some nice deep breaths. Fill the lungs. Expand the ribs and the tummy. Then bring it back to the middle. From there, onto all fours. So your hands are pretty much underneath your shoulders and your hips are over your knees this time. And you're just going to do cat and cow. So I want you to drop your lower back first of all, pushing your tummy lightly towards the floor. And you're going to look upwards with your eyes and have that downwards curve through your lumbar spine. And then you're going to drop your head around your back up towards the ceiling, putting some pressure through the fingers, not all through the heel of your hand, rounding upwards, drawing in through your belly button. And then at your own pace, just work through both extremes of that movement. Drawing upwards, rounding up, and dropping down. Couple more. Okay, relax there for a moment. Now we're going to revisit your downward dog. So from there, onto your hands, onto your toes, push your bum up in the air, a little bit of give in the knees if you need it, and then push the hips down towards the floor, look up towards the ceiling, straighten those legs, and again push to the top. Good straight arms, go back down again. We'll do one more. And from there, lower your body to the floor, relax your feet, hands should be about next to your chest, and then just ease your upper body upwards, keep the hips down. If you feel more comfortable in the forearms position there, then that's fine, or adjust as you feel comfortable. Nice back bend. Back down. Now, whilst we're here, I want you to extend your arms out in front of you. You're going to relax your legs from your hips down. That's where your legs are. Now, from here, you're going to raise your hands off the floor. You're going to raise your head, chest, and we're going to come back into the T position and then squeeze back into the W that we've done on previous weeks. Straight back up to the Y, out to the T, squeeze into the W. Again, trying to keep the thumbs pointing upwards throughout whilst we do this today. Eyes will be looking down towards your mat. Trying to keep your hands and arms off the floor throughout. Couple more. One more time. Great for strengthening that posture through your back, and then just relax there for a moment. And then bring your hands back to near your chest. Ease yourself up. And we're back onto that all fours position. Now this time, what I want you to do is you're going to lightly shift your weight onto your right leg. And with your left one, you're going to do a hurdle move. It's back, out and over. I want your hips still pointing down towards the floor. We're not rocking completely over to that right knee. Just trying to maintain some balance and get some work through this left hip here. Not doing too many. Keep the weight evenly balanced through your hands and arms. Last few seconds. And then place the knee down. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So reset if you need to. Draw inwards. Lightly shift your weight towards the left. And then trying to keep that alignment through your spine. Trying not to sit over to the left too much, so just trying to keep that pelvic alignment. Last couple of seconds. And relax. Good. From here, if you feel you can, just sit back onto your shoelaces and onto your heels. Just have a moment. Just circle your hands and your wrists if you need to. We've had quite a lot of pressure on them so far. Just a few each direction. Okay, so we're going back onto all fours, and this time we're going to do a Superman hold. Working our core, again looking at pelvic alignment. Just while we're here, you might find this is an uncomfortable position, or you might find it quite a good stretch for along the shins and the tops of your feet. Quite a simple one to do and manage. If you're really tight after lots of running, you might need to support yourself up a bit. Others, you'll be able to just sit back and feel no problem at all. It's quite a nice one to drop into. So, back onto here. So, what we're after is we're going to lightly place our weight onto that right side, but we're not sitting our hip over to the right too much. We're going to extend the left leg, pushing the heel away, the toes will be pointing down towards the floor. Now, from here, trying to maintain your back position. We're not collapsing down and we're not arching upwards. A nice straight line from your heel through to your ears. Now, if you feel okay there, with your right hand, extend it out in front of you and trying to maintain that stability. Your bicep on that right arm is coming up by your ear. Your thumb is pointing up towards the ceiling. Couple of seconds. Bring the hand back in. Replace the knee. Then we're going to do the other side. So extend the right leg. Push the heel away from you. Toes are pointing down. Try not to let the leg drop too much. Try and get it upwards, but maintaining this control. And then the left arm extends forward. Bicep up by your ear. Thumb pointing upwards. Again, we haven't rocked or rolled. Our hips are pointing towards the floor. A few more seconds. Replace the hand, replace the knee. I'm going to do one more set of those on each side. So weight onto the right leg, straighten the left one, draw upwards, and extend that right arm if you feel you can. Five seconds. Place the hand, bring the knee in, and last go. So extend the right leg, push the heel away, and extend that left arm. Good stability. Really try and push the hand away from you. Same with the heel. Last couple of seconds. Breathe back in. Good. Okay. Relax down onto your front. Just whilst we're in this position, be rude not to do a plank of some sort. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Fingertips can be overlapping. Your options are to hold on your knees. I'd like you to give it a try on your toes for as long as possible. And then you can regress down onto your knees when you feel you can. If you start on your knees, very rare that you'll sort of come up off your knees and go onto your toes, but it's easier to start on your toes and drop onto the knees. So from there, raise up, choose your option. Your hips are tight, your legs are straight, strong through your upper back, pushing away from the floor. Try and keep that breathing going. If you feel very strong with your plank, from this position, you can lightly tap your knees towards the mat and then straighten them again. You're not shifting anywhere, just adding another element of challenge to it. If it feels hard enough, then just stay straight. You should still be able to maintain that straight line through your body. Breathe for another 15 seconds if you can. Right. 5 seconds. And relax down. Good. Just relax, reach your hands out in front of you. Give yourself a moment. Okay, this time, moving into your hips and your glutes a little bit. So, move on to one side, bend your lower arm and just rest your head on it. Shoulders are on top of each other, hips are on top of each other, and so are your feet. If you feel you're going to rock back or forward, then you can just rest your other fingertips down on the floor. Keeping the toes downwards, I just want you to do 10 side leg raises. Trying to keep a little bit of space between the floor and your waist. So as you lift up, if you try and go too high, you'll end up dropping your tummy and your waist down towards the floor. Maintain an element of core control, toes pointing down, and don't stress about the height. Another couple. And then, using your leg as a paintbrush, if you like, on your hip, you're going to draw a circle. Doesn't matter which direction you go. You're going to do 8 this way, and then we're going to go 8 the other way. Pull that 4, 5, still trying to keep those toes pointing down. And then we're going the other direction. And that leg straight, not just wiggling the foot, we're moving from the hip. Should be starting to kick in a bit now. And we'll finish this side with the straight up and downs again. So 10 is your target, as many as you can. That waist still pulled up. 3 more. Relax. And then with that top leg, just let it come upwards and just give it a moment's peace. That should have built up a little bit on that left hip, and your bum cheek. Right, then straighten that leg, and either roll over or spin round, whatever you need to do. So on the other side now, so bend that bottom arm, shoulders on top of each other, hips on top of each other. Use your fingertips for support, draw in and up and away from the floor, and we'll lift the top leg 10 times. Again, pointing the toes gently down towards the floor. And then 8 circles. Again, maintain that stability through your body. And 8, and then the other direction. And then last 10, up and down. Again, point the toes down and up. Maintain that waist pulled up from the floor. Last one. Good. Relax. Allow that leg and that knee to come upwards and just ease into that stretch for that moment of release in your hip. And then roll onto your back this time. Alright. Left foot, left leg is going to do the work. Just lightly cradle your hamstring of your right leg. We're going to be pushing through the left foot, lifting your bum up off the floor. There. Trying to keep your hips fairly level. Add a slight pull at the top just to demonstrate that you've got control of it. And squeeze through your bum, but you'll get some work through your hamstring as well. Another 4. And lower down and change legs. So cradling the left hamstring, pushing through the right foot, lift the hips. Thighs, hamstrings, glutes, working together to lift you off the floor. May not get very far. 3 more. Relax. Good. Right, this time put your right foot across the back of your left knee. Reach through the middle and ease towards you. Your right leg is at a bent angle there. It looks like a figure of 4 shape. And we're trying to get a stretch in that right hip. Going, keeping the head down if possible. Then keep your right foot where it is, but rest your left foot back on the floor. And then take that right leg over towards the other side. Now we're going to go a little bit different today. I want you to move your knee so your shin is pointing straight up to the ceiling. Ordinarily, we try and bring that right knee over and down towards the floor. Today, I want it pointing upwards. Now, that's going to feel like a slightly different stretch in your hip, as if you're moving that knee away from you. If you keep both shoulders down, then that's great. You feel that right leg needs a bit of encouragement to move away from you, and you can just give it a nudge. And then gently back towards the middle. Take that right foot off. We can do the same on the other side. So left foot on the back of your right knee. Reach through your legs and gently pull towards you. So we made that figure of 4 with that left leg and that left foot across the back of your right knee. Then rest the right foot on the floor. Gently bring that left foot over towards the right hand side. When you feel it's over as far as it will go, and you get that left shin vertical up towards the ceiling, just moving that knee away from you. That's going to bring some stretch down your IT band, your outer thigh, perhaps up into your hip. Gently relax that stretch and come back to the middle. Unlock the leg. And then sit yourself up for a moment. Now we're going to try what we call sort of windscreen wipers. So with your feet about hip to shoulder width apart, you're propping yourself up with your hands on the floor. I just want you to drop your knees down to one side. Your feet might shuffle along a little bit. And we're just internally rotating at the hips through there. Now you might find that one side goes over much easier. That's not uncommon. Try and keep the shoulders back a little if we can. And then we're just going to formalise this exercise a little bit more. So what I want you to do is take a 90-degree angle with that, in my case, my left side, 90-degree through my hips, and 90-degree in my right knee. And from here, I want to gently lean back. Now you can lean back onto your hands, or you can lean back onto your elbows. And it's this leg, my right leg, we're going to feel a little bit of a stretch and work. This left one, there's not a lot going on. It's this one here where the main work is. Now, if you're really supple and mobile, you might get quite a long way down, or even lie completely flat back. I'm just staying here. Just keep the breathing going. Trying to ease this knee down towards the floor and push through your hips forward. And then ease your way back up. And try the other side. So 90 degrees. From there, you're going to either lean back or drop onto your elbow and brace this top leg. So now my left side, right one's fairly relaxed. And do whatever position feels most appropriate for your arms and upper body. It might look as if you've just fallen out of a plane, but it should feel quite good around here. Again, if you're supple enough, you can lean back a little further. And then ease your way back up. And the last little bit, soles of your feet together. Now, if you're more supple than I am, you might be able to reach through your knees and get your head as low down towards the floor as you feel you can. Or you can ease your heels in towards you, sit nice and tall, lengthen your spine, and take the outside of your thighs down towards the floor. And you should have a stretch on the inside of your groin and inner thighs. And just staying there. And then relax the legs. Straighten your left one. Bring your right leg over the top of that left knee. Left hand, pull that right knee towards your chest a little bit. And if you can, just look over towards the right. Should have that stretch in your glutes on that right leg. And then same on the other side. So right leg is straight, bring your left foot over the right leg. Hook your arm around the knee if you can. And look over towards the left hand side. A little bit of posture and shape. Should just feel a nice release in your bum. And back to the middle. Now we'll probably time out during this exercise, but from here, legs are straight, and then just reach down towards your toes. You can hook on to your legs and just ease yourself down if you can. I don't mind if there's a slight bit of bend in your knees, that's okay. And we'll stay in this stretch until the end. So well done everybody, hope you all had a productive session.